you're moving from
Welcome
place
back this
to place.
morning. We're coming to you live from the
Morning.
Magdalena Grand Beach Resort. We are certainly on the outside. Just before we get into things, I just need to remind you here that we want to say thank you this morning to our sponsors, House of Norma, for this beautiful gown, and my Mateo's sandals. We cannot forget some of our major sponsors here, Sanctuary and Phyllis Grant for the hair. All right, so we say thank you again to Classic Cuts by Aquilon. So good morning to some of our major sponsors here. As we focus this morning on this women's empowerment taking place here at the Magdalena Grand for 2023, we're chatting this morning with Sandra Orr-Toney, the program coordinator for the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Ria.
Again, this year, 2022-2023, we are back here at the Magdalena Grand. I know that you are tired. We're not seeing it. We just have to go on your word. We know that you're tired, but yet you're here and you've got things ready. Tell us about this Women's Empowerment Conference that you've got for 2023.
Okay, before I start, I must recognize my secretary, Mrs. Tashia Grace Boris, and my assistant secretary as well, and the Tourism Administration. I would also like to say good morning to all the beautiful women of Tobago and by extension Trinidad and Tobago. Happy International Women's Day. Ria, International Women's Day is a continuation of what we have started last year. And as you know, it's a celebration of women globally.
Right.
Last year, 2022, the program attracted over 100 women. We had it right here at the Magdalena Grand. And it really served as an excellent platform to allow women in the industry to sort of network with each other, to have discussions, and also just be supportive of each other coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. We had a lot of women who had issues. This year, 2023, it's no different. We are having the event once more in collaboration with the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. And this year we have a great sponsor, the B-Mobile, TSTT. They are also on board partnering with us, and we are very grateful to have them. This year the focus is on digital education, and this is in keeping with the United Nations theme, and we know that speaks to digital innovation and technology for gender equity. We have coined a local theme in keeping with that, and we are speaking about empowering our women through digital education, technology, and innovation. And our theme seeks to equip women with the digital education, expose them to that, and sort of build their technological competence and expose them to social media, to digital marketing issues and so on, because we have great speakers on. We have chosen persons who are in the field, in that discipline, to speak with them. And so we expect to have a great program today.
Now, Sandra, before you go on there, let's talk a little bit about where our Tobago women are in the whole scheme of digitizing and innovation. Tell us, give us an idea this morning. Where are our local women? We came from a background of being gardeners. A lot of the women were homemakers, but they tended to their garden. They would tend to their gardens. Small businesses at home, making bread and sweet bread, and having these little shops on the side. But where are we in the whole scheme of moving forward into digitizing and being innovative and creating?
I would say that I'm a woman who believes that, in research, so I don't have the actual figures based on research. But I think that a lot of women have made the transition. I think that some of us were forced to get online because of COVID-19.
We saw ourselves where we didn't expect we would be, yes.
Our kids had to be online, and so some of us had no choice. But I think a lot of women now are online, but based on when I did some research, the UN research shows that a lot more women need to be online, and they think that they are not where they're supposed to be. But I think that a lot of women have made a transition, including myself, because I'm not that technologically savvy. But my granddaughter, who is 11, She would assist me at times. I have
You
to
have an
call her.
11-year. Okay, let's not. We're not going. Your 11-year-old granddaughter assists you with it.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. I'm not even gonna jump on that.
I think we have made great strides in that area. As I said, I think so. A lot of women now I'm holding a lot of different positions in the technological field. So I think so.
All right. Now we want to talk a little bit about who are some of the presenters for this year's forum.
Okay, this year's forum, I should say that the presenters were carefully selected, because when you do things, it must be based on the theme, or it must be within the context of the theme.
Yes.
Because as I said, I am trained, and I like to do things a certain way professionally. So you may not just have women who are in the tourism industry. And one thing I need to say, I like to think outside of the box. So not because we are tourism, that doesn't mean to say we can't do some corporate social responsibility initiatives.
Go ahead,
It doesn't mean
Sandra.
because you are in tourism, you don't have a heart. So if you are a hotel owner and there's a family who needs help, don't you think some of the hotel stakeholders could come together and support that family? That is where we want. That is what we want. So we have Mrs. Lisa Agard. We have B Mobile CEO. Yes. You know, they are in the technology field,
yes.
PSCT. We also have the country representative of the IDB, Mrs. Karina Coburn. And I know that the IDB had a future tourism program that sort of embraces technology. So she was, carefully picked. We have Mrs. Judith Coward, who is a content strategist and so on. And she's a former media personnel and award-winning person. So we picked her. We had Miss Chanel Smith from TTHDI. We also tried to involve the Tobago Information Technology, because, they are quietly in Tobago. I think they need to be more out there, but they are quietly and impactfully, because I use 211 all the time. So right. They have been, but I think they just need to be more assertive and let people know about the services, because I use them. So we have, among others. But what I think about today is that we really, I really want to speak about commend my administrator and my secretary of the division for really embracing this initiative and, giving the kind of support that is necessary to have this. What I want to say again is that this program also in the division, we continue to embrace inclusiveness. So what we are having, we have Mr. Warner at Penny Savers. He donated some hampers. And what we are doing, we will be giving to some of the differently able community. Last Wednesday was World Down Syndrome Day. Tuesday. But what we Tuesday. So what we do, we always try to include them, because the UNWTO speaks to inclusiveness in tourism, and we do that. We also have a number of entrepreneurs. You see a number of them doing booths.
Yes,
promotional booths.
Some of them setting up even as we speak.
Right. So even when we haven't, we try to give them that opportunity. But at the end of the day, I think tourism has to start with us here in Tobago. We have to appreciate tourism first. We have to really embrace it before we even think about just doing it for visitors or people coming in.
Yeah.
The persons in Trinidad, in Tobago, I should say, the residents here, must develop an appreciation for what we have. And all of this is part of showing them that tourism is about everybody's business, the we care.
Yes.
And then the women.
We hear you.
What more could you desire?
We hear you loud and clear here, Sandra Orr-Toney. Let me ask you, Sandra, is this forum open to the general public, or was it by invitation only?
Oh, it was by invitation and a little open. We catered for 100. When we were tallying up, we were over 160. We had to try to cut down. So it's not really just open to the public, but we had to send out invitations. But it's we more cater to industry stakeholders, the females in the industry. And we also looked at our staff, because, we have administrative staff who work behind the scenes. One of the things I need to say is that this year's program was threefold. we started with recognizing our heads, administrative staff in the division who always work behind the scenes. Nobody see them, but we do the work.
Right.
And then we had a youth aspect because, we have a thriving youth tourism program at the division.
Yes.
So we had an online program talking about safe social media practices for young people. It was facilitated by the cyber unit of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So it's about networking with our private and public sectors. And then this program today culminates the International Women's Day activities. And I mean, if you look inside the ballroom, it speaks for itself.
All right, and we're going to take a look at it very shortly. But Sandra, very quickly here, in one line, one sentence here, one sentence, because my director is, no, you keep it, yeah, he's over there. Very quickly here, that one message to women, the women who are viewing this morning.
I want to say, as women, we need to lift each other up. We need to be the change that we want to see and just continue to, as I said, love each other. And even if a woman's crown is crooked, you could just do it and nobody don't have to know that. Let's continue to support each other. And I would like to end by saying we are also live on the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation's Facebook page, and that this program has been endorsed by the Caribbean Tourism Organization, who will also be doing a virtual address, and the Ministry of Tourism has representatives coming here today as well. So we could just grow from strength to strength, and I would like to say happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women of Trinidad and Tobago. We love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For somebody who is usually shy about coming here to do these interviews with us, I don't know what happens when we're wrapping up. She can go on, and it's what she's called to do, certainly. So we want to thank you so much for joining us here. And even as Sandra was talking there, Lois, Leslie, you came to mind. Thank you so much for being my big sister. Thank you so much. Lots more coming up this morning, viewers, on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. So share the live, share the live, share the live.